Well, good morning and welcome to Friday Mental Motivation. Whoo, man, I'll tell you what, I am excited to be here with you this morning. It's Friday, April 9th, and you have another opportunity to make it a great end of your week, folks. And let me tell you what, today I am all about get in the go zone. In fact, I want to make sure that my banner "Get in the Go Zone" is scrolling across the screen because you got to be able to get in the go zone from time to time. And let me just put that on the screen here. Get in the go zone. So I don't know if you know what the go zone is, but I'm going to tell you what it is, right? So the go zone is not a time management program, right? It's definitely not a time management program. It is a time creation program that provides new time for you. See, time that you've never had before, and time you can't, you can use to invest in yourself, in your family, and in success. It's about making your best day every day. It is basically about incorporating productivity techniques into a system of habits. It's called the Go Zone. If you know what the Go Zone is, just type in the comments Go Zone. Right, Go Zone it's so good. Hey, Alicia, how you doing? I see you already in the Go Zone. I absolutely love it. Let me tell you what. Before moving into the Go Zone, you gotta do a few things, right? So, what I want you to understand is the Go Zone is a place that you go to create wonderful things, to create great things. Right. So the Go Zone system helps you precisely do what is effective. What's the most effective way to do things? See, when you're properly executed, it gives us more time, including time to enjoy things, time to have fun. Obviously, you're gonna have time to go and get some work in, but it's gonna also give you that time to go do the things that you want to do, when you want to do them, and how you want to do them. So, how does it work? See, we have to develop positive habits to get into to make these important things happen, right? We got to then we're going to be in control of when to focus and when to cruise. Look at that, when to focus and when to cruise. Hence, we control and manage our stress levels. We develop a habit of enjoying me time with no guilt. You see, yeah, Alicia says she's on her way home from work. She's excited to be here. I'm excited that you're here this morning as well. So we develop a habit of enjoying me time without being guilty about it, right? Without feeling guilty about it. We learn to have fun in all three zones, right? And you got the go zone, you got the no zone, and the slow zone. So let me tell you, the go zone is where we are at peak performance. Right? The no zone is when we recover and we recharge and we refresh ourselves. And we all have to take time to make sure that we do that. And then the slow zone is when we perform less effectively, but with less stress. See, we don't put too much stress on ourselves, right? These zones are separate times in our lives when we have to go there. But the go zone is really what I want to focus on, right? The go zone is about functioning in your in our personal ideal performance state. Ideal performance state. I call it IPS. In fact, I'm going to put that in the comments. IPS equals ideal performance state. Right? So I put that there for you. Just remember that IPS, ideal performance state. And this is really what the Go Zone is all about. It involves repeatable 2-hour periods of high intensity focus on some things that we do that we're going to do all day. Sometimes we're going to do it all week. Right? It's this 2-hour peak performance zone, right? It develops our skills in doing key things that matter. It frees us up from stress on a endless task of our endless task list. The Go Zone is liberating because you will no longer be faced with 100 things to do. You're going to be faced with one thing to do, one thing to focus on. And I absolutely love the way that this goes on functions, and you're going to create a ritual, basically, right? You're going to form these non-negotiable habits. I love that, non-negotiable habits, and they're extremely important for everything you do. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to set a regular, predetermined time, not when you feel like it, right? A predetermined time. Not just when you feel like it, right? You're gonna it could be late morning, it could be late in the evening for you, it could be early morning for you. You just have to make sure that you stay slightly hungry and make lunch your reward. Okay? Stay slightly hungry and make lunch your reward. And your lunch is going to be that go zone feeling, that IPS, that ideal performance state. See, each go zone comprises, again, 1 to 2 hours of total focus. Everything else, you block it out. You block the kids out, you block your spouse out, you block all the distractions out. And you're totally focused for this 1 to 2 hours on the most important things. See, you can repeat that habit 4 to 5 times a week. And guess what's going to happen by the end of that week, folks? You're going to find that you get so much stuff done because you're going to be laser focused. And it end up being, somewhere between 8 and 10 hours in that week. Boom, laser focus. All of a sudden, your business is performing. All of a sudden, all the follow-up actions you had to take care of, boom, they're getting done. Your to-do list goes from like this to like this. It's amazing what happens with this go zones, right? See, there's no need to go beyond those 1 to 2 hours, right? When you do things consistently and with laser focus, you don't have to do them all day. You see, that's the difference right there, because you're going to be in this elevated state of performance, peak performance, IPS, right? The next thing, then you start and you finish with 2 minutes of deep breathing. You're going to get a little bit of meditation and calmness in your life as well, right? You start off with that goes on period, that 1 or 2 hours, with a couple of minutes of deep breathing, so that what you do is you're going to kind of like center yourself, right? And you're going to get in the zone so you can go to the go zone. You see what I'm saying? I love that, right? And what you're going to do is, though, you got to choose meaningful and motivational tokens that's going to help you stay there. So, for example, think about the clothes that you're going to wear when you're in that zone, right? You may be something that's going to be real comfortable, right? So you can just laser focus. You don't have anything else that's distracting you, that's getting in the way. And then all of a sudden, you're going to start seeing that this go zone works for you. You prioritize your do's and don'ts. You have time goals and not task goals. You see, there's a big difference in a task goal versus the time goal. Distractions go away. Excuses go away. I always tell people this. Look, see, uneducated people give themselves excuses. Educated people, they're too smart for that. So what they do is they give themselves alibis. In this, when you get in the go zone, excuses go away, alibis go away. Because see, at the end of the day, it both mean the same thing. You don't want to give yourself an out for doing something. See, that go zone hour is for you and your to-do list. There should be no calls, no snacks, no distractions. No, nothing gets in the way. You got to prepare in advance to get in that go zone. You got to go to the restroom first. Boom, go take care of that. You don't want nothing getting in the way. And folks, when you're in peak performance, when you're in that IPS mode, that ideal performance state, is laser focused. You're so intense. There's nothing that's going to get in the way. You can set yourself a timer if you need to and say, boom, 2 hours. Boom, here's where I'm going to be. It could be 1 hour today. Here's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be right in this zone. That's the go zone. Now, let me talk a little bit about the slow zone, just so you understand what it is. See, most people never really reach the go or no zones, right? Because they are in that slow zone. Even waking up every day, they get in that slow zone. The slow zone is our comfort zone. You know what I'm saying, right? Most people live their life in that comfort zone. They don't get out to test the waters. They don't get out the waters to stretch themselves. They live in that slow zone or comfort zone. This is where we're less stressed, but we're also less effective. So don't spend a lot of time in this slow zone, right? I'm gonna give you some features of the slow zone so you can see, so you can understand. See, medium performance with less stress happens in the slow zone. Lengthy periods, often greatly over 100 hours a week, you spend in this slow zone. See, since everything outside of the go zone, the no zone, or the sleep, is classified under this slow zone. When we're sleeping, if you're not in the go zone, you're in this slow zone, and you want to kind of minimize this, right? Obviously, when you sleep, you can't minimize it, but that's a little bit different, right? This is these extended periods of time that we just are getting by. And we don't want to do that. Don't allow this to create the false impression that we're too busy. You see what I'm saying? Keep it as stress-free and enjoyable as possible, but never confuse it for something more than mid-productivity zone. You see, mere activity does not mean productivity. And you got to remember that. I'm gonna say that again, so to make sure you catch this. Mere activity does not mean productivity, folks. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to minimize this and this periods that you're going to be in this slow zone. Obviously, when you sleep, that's a little bit different. See, you got to help yourself transition from that slow zone into that go zone, right? No key actions, no key decisions happen in this slow zone. Now let me get to the no zone. Now the no zone is for the folks that they don't want to accomplish anything. They just want to be here. And I know all my high performers out there, we're not going to get caught up in the no zone. See, stress is not the problem in the no zone. The problem is lack of recovery. See, this is where the no zone happens, right? It's regularly scary periods of total recovery, meaning total relaxation. You're just totally doing nothing all the time. You can never stay in the no zone and think that you're going to be productive. Okay? You have to understand, no work and no thinking about work happens in the no zone. You can do anything that you want to do when you want to do it if you prioritize it. I'm going to say that again. You can do anything that you want to do when you want to do it if you prioritize it. You see? And it's important that you understand the go zone. You got to be in control of yourself and of your thoughts, and so that you can get into this IPS mode, the ideal performance state. See, I touched on it earlier about this peak performance in the go zone, but let me tell you about this IPS mode. See, you need to prepare yourself physically and mentally in order to reach your IPS for the go zone, right? In a 24-hour period, here's some examples of this go zone things that'll happen. Boom. Let's say you put in some exercise for 30 minutes. Then you decide, I'm going to eat well. Boom. So you can consume all the good nutrients that you need. You hydrate yourself. You get the rest that you need. Then you spend about 60 minutes before entering the go zone you got to avoid some things. You got to avoid chocolate and energy drinks and fast foods but you got to make sure that you do hydrate yourself, right? So that when you get in that go zone, boom, you're there. Now, when you start the go zone, you're going to enter that zone with a, I like this, how in the notes I put here, empty your bladder, go to the restroom first so that you have nothing that distracts you. Remember I said, when you get in the go zone, boom, it's total elimination of distractions, right? Use positive affirmations, body language, dress something comfortable so that you can just relax when you're in the go zone and focus on what you need to. Adapt a positive physical posture, right? Prepare mentally, Clear your mind. Maybe you have to do some yoga or something before you do it, but you got to prepare yourself for it. You don't just enter it by chance. It's very, very intentional that you're in that go zone, folks. I'm just telling you. And when you get there, man, I'm going to tell you what, you're going to know it, and everybody else around you is going to know it as well. Because when you're there, nothing can stop you. Nothing can get in the way of you being in that go zone. It's amazing what happens when you get in that zone and how things just seem to flow. You create time in a nutshell. Okay, that's what you're doing. See, most people live by de facto in the slow zone. Creating go and no zone helps you to get important things done in less time. Be in control of your operating states and stress levels. Create me time with no guilt. Each week, you're going to spend 8 to 10 hours in that go zone. You're going to spend probably in that no zone. There's going to be another 8 to 10 hours in that no zone. And then the remaining time is going to be in the slow zone, because that's when you're mainly sleeping, right? These zones are important, but I want to leave you with this. The go zone, again, it's your elevated IPS, ideal performance state. Creating a ritual and non-negotiable habits. 1 to 2 hours, 4 to 5 times a week. Start and finish with deep breathing. Use symbolic tokens if you need to. Time your goals versus task goals, right? Do one thing at a time until the time is up. No distraction, no excuses. Priorities. You prioritize your to-do list and you don't do lists. That's what happens in that go zone. In that slow zone, again, this is that cruise state. That's your comfort zone. Medium performance, less stress. You're going to have times where you try to keep it stress-free, right? You transition between the go zone and the no zone. That's that comfort zone area. You got to minimize that, folks. No key decisions or actions. Do small things, routine things in that slow zone, because that's not your IPS mode. Now let's stop here. We're going to close out on the no zone. Recharge, recover, refresh. That's the way to look at the no zone. Recharge, recover, refresh. No work, no thinking about work in the no zone. One no zone hour for every go zone hour. Okay, got to prepare yourself for this recharge, recover, refresh period. Total recovery before you go back into the go zone. And that's because when you're in the go zone, it's about high performance, peak performance. Reaching your ideal performance state for the go zone is the thing that you need to be ready to go to the next level in everything that you do. I want to tell you what, folks, today, if you're ready to get in the go zone, you have the ability to do it. Today, if you're ready to get in the go zone, you control that. Today, if you are ready to take it to the next level, all you got to do is get yourself mentally prepared to get into the go zone, into that IPS mode, ideal performance state. And let me tell you what, folks, I wear this armband every day. Not some days, not most days, not every other day, but every day. And on this armband, it says, put a little extra in your life. And let me tell you what extra is, folks. See, the only difference between ordinary and extraordinary is extra. And I know the word is extraordinary, but I don't like that word. I like extraordinary. The only difference between ordinary and extraordinary is extra. The only difference between hot water and boiling water is 1 degree. See, at 211 degrees, water is hot. At 212 degrees, water boils. With boiling water comes steam. With steam, you can power a train. 1 degree. The only difference between winning and losing is belief. And you can be successful without other people believing in you, but you can never be successful if you don't believe in you. So you just need a little belief. The only difference between a person reaching their full potential, the IPS zone, and not reaching their full potential is desire. You just have to have a little desire, little belief, and a little desire, and that's all it takes to get you into the go zone. I hope you enjoyed today with Friday Mental Motivation. I'm going to be back next week with something that's just going to be so sweet. I tell you what, folks, is it next Friday yet? Because I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to do the talk for next Friday. I know you're tired of hearing me this morning, but I'm going to go ahead and get on out of the way. But I just want to tell you, folks, I appreciate you tuning in. I hope that I've added something to you today. I hope that I've given you something that you can take and utilize just a little bit. That's all you need, just a little extra. This is why we call it Friday Mental Motivation. Just giving you a little bit to take you on your way, to end your week strong, to have a great weekend. I hope that you have a great weekend. And if there's something that I can do, you know where to reach me. Just reach out and I definitely will try to help you in any way that I can. Well, somebody said, yes, sir. And they said it's their bedtime story. So thank you for tuning in. Alicia, thank you for tuning in. I see you, Peter, as well. I see you, Keisha. Thank you guys, Cudo. I see you out there as well. Thank you guys for tuning in to another version of Friday Mental Motivation. Go get in that go zone, baby, that IPS mode. I'm going to be thinking about IPS all weekend long. That's all I'm going to be saying. IPS, because I love being in my ideal performance state. I'm going to type that right in the comments right there. IPS. We all going to know what it means. And if somebody missed it, you make sure you tell them. IPS when you see them, baby. IPS. IPS. Go get in the go zone. Thank you guys and have a good rest of your day.